Has anyone ever noticed that there's just no happiness on the left? They're not happy. They're not happy people, and for good reason. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I keep seeing watermelons in people's bios and next to their names, and I just don't understand it. Like, what could it even mean? Is BLM 2 here?
No one but white men will ever take you seriously. Hi, white men. I love you guys. Hi, everyone. I was like, I had to remember how to work Streamlabs on desktop because last time I used my phone because of the power outage. What do you guys think of the hat? I know some of you already saw it on Quartercast Live. This is my aunt's hat. I'm borrowing it. I see some of you guys from Twitch on right now. Twitch has suspended me, but that suspension's lifted. But a perma ban, I'm sure, is inevitable. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me this week. Hold on. I've got like background music. It's really loud. Okay. Thank you for joining me this week for Go Boom Live. Today is going to be a fun show. So before I get started, let me dive in because we already got a Wombo super chat. Joseph Whitehouse starting the stream off with $50. Says, happy Thursday, dropping by quick to show some support, keeping awesome, and have a great stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for being awesome. And we've got Godzilla's Greaser with a $5 super chat who says, Melanie, tell us favorite Christian song or songs. Hopefully we won't miss each other this time on Saturday. Oh, for the meetup, which, guys, speaking of that, if you're going to be at the Ripaverse and Friends meetup for the Dallas Fan Expo general area, I will be there, and I'm going to have a table set up where I'm giving away just like, I'm going to have a bunch of them, everybody who wants one. I'm going to ask people just one per person, though, because I want everybody at the meetup to be able to get one. But these signed prints, I have been signing these for like 2 hours today, and I still got another stack to sign. So yes, if you are going to be at the Ripaverse and Friends meetup this Saturday, come say hi to me and get yourself a print. All right, we got Joseph here who says, Maryland apparently saw Alabama and said, hold my Bud Light. Oh, I saw that. Didn't they pick a dude for their beauty pageant winner? It's crazy. Silas with the $9.99 says, I really like your outfit you got. Melanie, I hope your week has been good. I think that's what you meant. Thank you so much. All right. Now, last week, hold on, let me see what chat had to say about stuff. Season of the ban. Yes, it will happen. It's inevitable. Twitch will ban me. I mean, probably just for showing that print. But yeah, if I have leftovers, I am going to try to figure out how to do a setup there to hold on, I'm reading, like my brain isn't working right now, to set up a little shop. Okay. Is there a way I can get a discount as a member? Douglas asks. I don't think that YouTube has anything enabled for that. Definitely not that I know of. All right, so let me get these Rumble rants from last week's stream because I wasn't able to get them last week because I couldn't see them since I was streaming on my phone. So let's go ahead and share screen. Window. Here we go. I mean, I don't think there's anything on my Discord that, yeah, it's fine. All right. These screenshots from Discord. Okay. Lone Wolf 126 with the $2 Rumble rant from last week says, we definitely need a mod on Rumble side. Isn't Watley a mod over there? I am supposed to get Sharby modded over there. I believe he goes by Sharby TV. I need to check that. Because I do have, yeah, I have chat over there. Okay. We've got Taz Riot with the $5 who says, thoughts on fruit and dairy on a carnivore diet. I think if you're first doing carnivore diet, you should probably, well, it depends on what your goals are. If you're just like, hey, I just want to be healthy, you're not necessarily trying to lose weight or cure any autoimmune diseases or ailments or anything, then yeah, go ahead, eat your fruit and dairy. But if you have any sort of like, oh, if you're really wanting to lose weight, for example, I would suggest cutting the fruit and dairy, especially the fruit and dairy. Just even if you just cut the milk, because a lot of people can still eat some cheese as long as they don't overdo it. And butter. I mean, come on now, butter. I eat a lot of butter on carnivore. So yeah, but if you have things that you're trying to cure and all that kind of stuff, you do have to be more strict. All right, next, Lone Wolf with the $20 from last week. Rumble Rant says this is for either the Jeep fund or an emergency generator. That was funny. Yeah, I'm still thinking about getting that Jeep. We'll see. What do you guys think? Should I get the Jeep or should I not? Like 2 weekends ago or whatever, I was like, I was ready. I was ready to go get that Jeep. And then I was like, we'll see. Maybe I'll wait until my birthday did and see if I still want it, make sure. But yeah. Now I have a bunny. So it's like, for some reason that made me less eager to get a Jeep, even though it's completely unrelated, which I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys a little, he's in this, my little bunny. I would pick him up, but he's still getting acclimated. So maybe by next week's stream, I'll be able to pick him up. What does the Jeep look like? The Jeep Gladiator, the one with the truck in the back. That's the one I want. Okay, he says, I have a Honda. Oh, that generator. It's rated for electronic equipment. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. Pac-Man with a $10 Rumble rant from last week says, for the generator fund. Apparently I need to get a generator. Lol, not a cat with a $5 Rumble rant from last week says, hey, Melanie, despite being agnostic, I still enjoy your show and message. Remember that there are some of us who don't believe but still understand the importance of Christian ethics of our culture. Thank you so much. That also means if you can understand that, then you're already getting closer. Why not just accept Jesus at this point? We want to see you in heaven. Grumble. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I think I read that one last week. Yeah, I did. Because wait, didn't I get a Discord message where I was able? Oh wait, they posted it in chat for me. My mods did. But yes, that was a huge wombo $200 Rumble rant from last weekend where Grumble Doug said, "Hi Mel, hope this helps. I was listening to Vadi. Vadi's a pastor. I really like his sermons about worthlessness and John Cahn's sermons. I don't have enough faith to be an atheist. Is also good by Cross-Examine. Good lessons on Bible Talk," which I pre-ordered Vadi's book. I should be getting that anytime now. Grumble Dugs also sent $50 more last week and said, no need to read. Have a good night, Mel. Well, I'm reading it now. Thank you. And Grumble Dugs sent $10. I've been getting a lot of tornado warnings here lately. I don't know what to do if one comes except die. Yeah, I think that's where most of us are at. My neighbor has a storm shelter though. So him and his wife already told me I can go in their storm shelter if I need to. But a lot of times for some of these storms, I'm visiting my parents at their place. They don't have a shelter, but hopefully one day they'll get one. Lone Wolf 126 with a $2 Rumble rant from last week says we definitely need, oh wait. All right. I think I'm caught up now. Yes, I am caught up from last week. So that is good. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, that tornado. Oh, I don't remember last week's tornado, and then Monday we had a tornado warning, but then that tornado warning turned into a flash flood warning, and it was a lot. Okay, let's see. We've got Caleb with the $2 super chat says Godzilla -1 minus color is incredible. I haven't seen it minus color yet, and I really, really want to. It's such a good movie. Yeah, yesterday evening I watched Godzilla -1 again, but with my mom and my aunt because they haven't seen it, and they loved it. Mom really loved it, but she wanted to watch it in English. So we watched it in English. I think it's so much better with the subs though, because some of the humor that they had in there was way better translated when you're reading the subs and you're I don't know why you would think it'd be the other way around kind of, but I don't know. I liked it so much better in listening in Japanese and reading the subtitles, but even the English dub is still not bad. Douglas Kaplan with the 1999 says, if I may ask, what do you guys do to survive a tornado? I've never been in one and I've never experienced one, but we've been in a lot more in PA and I've been freaking out because I don't know how to deal with it. I grew up like I've lived kind of all over, but I'm very, very, very familiar with tornado warnings. So I mean, when I was a kid, we had a tornado fly right above our house at one point where you could hear it. It was so loud. But we just prayed. What do you do? If you have a storm shelter or a basement, that's always ideal. But otherwise, you want to find a room with no windows. That's not, you want to find a center room that's not attached to outside. And you would just want to chill there for a bit. Um, that's usually what most people do. You got your better odds that way, but usually it's just pray. All right, we've got Andrew with the Wombo $50 super chat says just stopping by to say hi, wishing you a good live stream, and will be listening while I'm at work. Hope you have a fun and safe weekend at the meetup. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Okay, I'll get to more super chats here in a minute because I'm going to actually try to get to a topic. It's, yeah. Barely miss their, okay. Oh, your grandparents. Okay, got it. Bathtub. Yeah, a lot of people say bathtub. I've done that before. I remember, when was that? It was about like 2 years ago. Around 2-ish years ago, maybe a year and a half. That was when Brittany Venti just moved to Texas. And back, like, we were practically neighbors at this point. We lived really close. And she's from New York City, so she wasn't used to tornadoes. So she texted me that day, and that was before my parents moved to the state. So I was just there by myself, and Brittany was like, she's like, Melanie, oh my gosh, the tornado warning. What are we supposed to do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I was like, I was about to take a nap. So I texted her. It's like, what can you do? And so then mom was texting me. She's like, Melody, go hide in the bathroom. Go hide in the bathroom in the bathtub. I insist. I was like, it's fine, mom. She's like, no, I insist. You get your butt in there. So I grabbed my cat, my dog, and I just sat in the bathtub and I took a selfie and sent it to my mom. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm there. So that was funny. Slender7 last Marco says, Christ bless you, Mel. Thank you. Christ bless you too. All right. You slept through a hurricane, so you get it. Oh, I lived in Alabama for a brief amount of time, and I'm pretty sure we had a hurricane warning there before. if I remember right, maybe not. It was something like it was some natural disaster because we had like a little we prepped for it and then had a little hurricane party, I believe we called it. Rob says you don't have a basement. No, I don't. You know what's crazy is a lot of houses in areas that there are tornadoes don't have basements. You would think those would have basements. But I digress. Okay, let's get into some topics because I'm just rambling. So first, I'm going to get into some positive news first before we get to the stuff that I'm going to rant about a little bit. First things first is I got a bunny. I got a bunny last weekend. I've had him almost a week. So here's a little video. His name's Toji. Here he is just giving himself a little bath. He is so adorable. I went to this like farmer's market type thing with my mom and my aunt. And they had like puppies, kittens, all this stuff, and bunnies. There were different people there. So this one family was selling a bunch of bunnies, and I was petting them and stuff, but they didn't really want me to pet them. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Then I go over and there was this dude who had one bunny left, and for some reason people don't adopt the little they don't adopt the black ones as much. People are going to clip that out of context, but they don't adopt black cats or animals as much. And so, yeah, their little Toji was, and he's tiny. He was the smallest bunny there, but he put him up on the cage and he let me pet him, and he was so sweet. And I was like, well, I want this one. And I told him, I was like, well, let me just, I'm going to walk around everywhere. I'm going to think about it. I really want him. I was like, let me think about it. And then once I get back, if he's still here, I'll get him. And I went back. He was still there. And I got him. And he's in this playpen thing now, but he's getting adapted. He's doing good. He lets me pet him. He's really tame. But apparently, after I was posting on a bunny forum for a lion head, because the guy told me it was a mini lion head. But apparently a mini lion head there's no such thing, because lion heads are already dwarf bunnies. So there's no such thing as a mini lion head. He was just little because he's too young. He was 5 weeks old, and apparently you're not supposed to take them away from their mom until they're like 8 weeks. And I didn't know that. But I already got him. And they said he doesn't have to have milk right now. So he's about 6 weeks now, though. Almost. But I named him Toji. That's now, if he turns out to be a girl, which the guy there said he was 99% sure that it was a boy, is what he said. But if I find out that he's a girl, I'm going to change his name to Maki. But for now, it's Toji. I've got like a really old school viewer here on Twitch who just asked, do you still play Udyr? For the uninformed, I used to play so much League all the time. And Udyr was my main at one point. Well, Udyr is my favorite. I like to play jungle. But no, after they gave him titties, I quit playing. So they updated the character and they gave him titties. They made him fat and all that stuff. And I'm like, why would you? I was already over it by then anyway. But everybody who's watching me on Twitch, you're probably going to want to switch over, or not necessarily switch over, but you're probably going to want to, as a backup, make sure you're following me on YouTube at Melanie Mac Go Boom, also on Rumble at Melanie Mac, because Twitch will ban me. It's inevitable. They've already suspended me twice. So they will ban me eventually. It's just a matter of time. But yeah, on Rumble, I'm shooting for 10,000 followers on there. I'm almost there. So even if you're on the YouTube side and you like staying on the YouTube side, that's fine. But if you have a Rumble account, Follow me on Rumble. Help get me to 10,000 followers there. Because I mean, YouTube could eventually ban me at any time as well, because they're not necessarily a free speech platform. Okay. So I got that good news out of the way. I'm going to have another one that's positive news later. But first, I want to show this because this is a pretty big obviously, I'm big on Tomb Raider and stuff. So, by the way, guys, today's stream will be a bit shorter than usual because I have so much prep and stuff I've got to do for this meetup, which this Dallas meetup that's going on, Ripaverse and Friends meetup this Saturday. And so I'm going to get back to that. I still haven't signed all these. I spent 2 hours signing these things, and I still have another huge stack to sign. So I will be giving away, another reminder, I will be giving away, not selling, I'm giving them away. 1 per person, please, if you're attending the meetup, because I want to make sure everybody can get one. I don't know how many people are going to show up, so I ordered a ton of them. And then if I have leftover ones, then I can possibly sell those if I can get all that figured out. So yeah, anyway, just to let y'all know, stream will probably be shorter today than usual. Which, by the way, I'm drinking sparkling water. People were asking on on the quartering stream earlier. They're like, "What are you drinking? Is that looks like vodka or something?" I don't know. I don't know that much about drinks, but they were saying it looked like an alcoholic beverage. I was like, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to interrupt Jeremy's stream. But I was like, no. I'm thinking in my head, no, it's Topo Chico sparkling water. I know, no more Diet Dr. Pepper, Rip Dreams. I will miss you, Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm trying to be a lot healthier just for my overall health and my mental health and all that kind of stuff. So sticking with strict carnivore, I did the lion diet for a few days because that's supposed to really help with like mental health, all that kind of stuff. It's just ruminant meat. So just beef, elk, bison, that kind of stuff. That's it. That salt and water. I did that for like a few days and oh my goodness, I was missing eggs. I was missing cheese. I was struggling. So then I was like, heck it. I'll consider trying lion again later, but I'm going back to regular strict carnivore. I'm just not going to have any more diet sodas and I'm not going to have any more cheat days. So yeah, I made some eggs with cream cheese and a ton of butter and turkey sausage. Divine. I've been eating that like every day since I started that. Am I back on the raw farm fresh milk? Not right now. I'm cutting milk for now. And then we'll see. But yeah. You didn't know diet soda bad? Well, still got chemicals in it. Now, purely from if people are just doing the diet to lose weight and that's it, and they don't care about health reasons, then yeah, you could still lose weight with diet sodas, but yeah. But yeah, anyway. So let's look at this because this is a big thing. The Netflix Tomb Raider animation, y'all know I've been complaining about it. I think they made Lara Croft just look too butch. Don't like it. But Haley Atwell is like the one redeeming quality of this because I mean, I think she'd make a good live action Lara Croft in general. But anyway, so they finally revealed what her voice sounds like. So let's listen.
History doesn't always tell us the whole truth.
Be careful.
I'm always careful.
Oh my God. Now, I will say though, I have problems with this. I already have problems with what they're doing with the story. I already know it's going to be trash. But then I was like, well, at least Haley Atwell's voice will be good. Well, they basically just, I don't know if they coached her this way or what, but she basically just sounds like Keely Hawes, who did Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld Lara Croft. It's like, why, if you're gonna make her sound like Keely Hawes, why don't you hire Keely then? That just doesn't, I don't know. I'm not getting actual Haley's voice from that. They would have saved money using Keely again. But anyway, another thing I really don't like about this is whenever he's like, be careful. And she goes, I'm always careful. Anybody who knows Lara Croft, the actual Lara Croft, not the reboot hijacker, the actual Lara Croft, she wasn't careful. What the crap? She was rambunctious. She was never careful. Exactly. Exactly. Dooney gets it. She is never careful. It's like, do they not understand her character or do they not care? Or both. Because what the crap? Lara Croft, I'm always careful. No, she ain't. Was Lara Croft careful in Tomb Raider 3 when she was on that quad bike and drove up to Area 51 and crashed it over the fence and was just action first, think later type? No, Lara Croft isn't careful. She is rambunctious. All right, let me see if let me check in on the Rumble. Oh, I got some Rumble rants, which now I'm going to actually show them on the screen. Oh, wow, I got a lot. Okay. I saw the quartering do this, and I was like, oh, that's smart. So I'm going to do it. We're going to share the screen. There we go. So when we share the screen, we can actually pull up the Rumble rants. So iCanalist with the $5 Rumble rant says, hail Melanie Mac. Got some stuff going on tonight, so can't stay. Just dropping by to say beef. Yes. Thank you so much. B. Barrett with the $2 Rumble rant says, I am appalled by those who call themselves Christians celebrating Pride Month. It's true that Jesus loves everyone so much that he suffered and died for everyone, but he also tells the sinner to go. It got cut off. I think you were going to say go and sin no more. There it is. Go and sin no more. Exactly. So, yeah, it's anyone who claims to be a Christian is celebrating Pride Month. Probably isn't reading their Bible, probably is choosing not to believe in it, or I don't know. We got to pray for them. And then B. Barrett with the $1 says, Pride Month encourages alphabet people to keep indulging in sin. It does. I actually made a post not long ago that I'm trying to remember how I said it, but I said Christians who celebrate Pride Month, you're not being a good ally when you do that. I know a lot of them think they're being a good ally. And here's the thing is I was guilty of this before too. So hindsight 2020, I understand the error in that. But you think you're being loving, you think you're being helpful to people, but you're not when you're affirming I mean, I've never been to a pride parade or anything, but I was like, oh, I just want to love everybody and blah, 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 accept everyone. But it doesn't work like that because that's not loving to do. It's not loving to celebrate somebody on their path to destruction. That would be just like clapping and cheering while you're watching someone walk off a cliff. It's not loving. It's not being a good person. Anything like that. So people are just, oh, I just want to be a good ally. Well, you're not helping them. You're not helping them at all when you're affirming them on their way to hell. So, yes, well said. Thank you. We've got Poor Tradesman with a $5 Rumble rant says, say hello to the Jeep or generator when you get it. I really want to get that Jeep. I'm thinking about it. Taz Right with the $2 says, been carnivore for a couple years. Also, you should think about getting solar power. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. That could be cool. Mighty Megatron with the $2 says, kiss your mommy. Tell her you love her regardless of anything happening. That's good advice. Fortunately for me and my mom, are like BFFs. Everything is great between me and mom. Turbo Beatard with the $20 Rumble rant says, "Hey Melanie, I missed the last couple weeks live streams, so I'm sending a little extra dollar bill, y'alls, than usual. Miss you and the bros in chat. Hope you've been well." Thank you, Turbo Beatard. Always nice seeing you here. Pac-Man 44, the $2 Rumble rant says, "Good evening, Melanie. How's Toji doing? Watched Godzilla -1 this past weekend, and it was great. I'm telling you, it is amazing. Little Bunny is doing fantastic. So that's good." Turbo Beatard with the $2 says, "I recommend Zevia as a soda alternative." Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from all artificial sweeteners, but that definitely is a healthier option for sure. King of Biltong, yay, with the $20 Rumble rant says, "Good evening from Anton's Meat and Eat. Free shipping for your Biltong using code MAC on BiltongUSA.com and AntonUSA.com. Biltong is perfect for your carnivore, keto, or high protein diet." Very true. And they do send me biltong, and it is delicious. I like biltong better than beef jerky. It's fantastic. So if you want to pick up some biltong, go to BiltongUSA.com or AntonUSA.com and use code MAC for that free shipping. Strange Gamer is now a monthly supporter on Rumble. Thank you. And there we are now caught up with Rumble rants. Let me just read a couple super chats, and then we'll get to the next topic. We have, okay, I already read that one from, wait. Oh yeah, that was the tornado one. That was the Andrew. Okay, I think this is a new one. "Hey Mel, love from Australia. You helped me turn from an atheist to a church-going Christian." Oh my gosh! That makes me so happy. Went to church for the first time last week and just got a Bible. Oh, I love it. Thank you. That is so encouraging to read, because there are a bunch of Alphabet Mafia people who are in my mentions all the time and who are like, "Oh, just so you know, your Jesus hates you because all you're doing is pushing away people from Jesus. All you're doing is pushing people away from Christianity when you use this word," and all this stuff. And it's like, apparently that's not the case. That's the thing. Those people who say that, they try to do that to discourage people from talking about the word of God, for talking about what the Bible says about sin. Because yeah, that's their way of trying to shut people up. "Oh, well, no one's going to come to Jesus. No one's going to go to church and this and that." If you keep saying that, if you keep acting like this, when it's like, they wouldn't be going anyway. If they think that everything they're doing is fine, if you're affirming sin in people's lives, "Oh yeah, it's totally fine. It's okay. By the way, Jesus loves you. By the way, Jesus loves you, but it's fine what you're doing." Why? They're not going to want to accept Jesus. They already feel like they're doing fine serving their own flesh. So yeah, we do have to call out sin, and we do have to be able to let people know when they're on a bad path, especially those who are close in your life. Now I don't go individually up to every person on the street, "By the way, you're going to go to hell if you don't do that." But I do share, like, on my social media and stuff, broadly for everybody, and people who don't want to see it can always block if they don't want to see it. So anyway, yeah. But yeah, it's important to do that. That's just their way of trying to shut us up, though. But that's the thing, is people who are mad at hearing the word of God, people who are mad at hearing that, and people who are won't give their life to Jesus, because in a lot of cases they won't, because it means they have to change their lifestyle, whatever that is. That could be homosexuality, or it could be the trans stuff, or it could be promiscuity, even with straight people, this, that, and the other. But people who don't want to change their lifestyles, they just want to be validated and affirmed, and, "Oh, it's okay. I can just keep living like this and everything will be fine because Jesus loves everyone." So they want to delude themselves into thinking that, oh, it's fine, I can live however I want and still go to heaven. But it's not the case. And anybody who tells somebody that's the case, you're just clapping while they're on their way to hell. So yeah. Well, I want to catch up on regular chat too, because I do like to highlight other people's chats as well, not just the supers. I still like to interact with all of y'all. Um, yes, that's well said, Jean. They want us to change our lifestyle, but not their own. Exactly. They just want affirmed in their sin. And then look what happens. Society just like gets crazy. So anyway, let's go ahead. I'm still sharing that one. Let's get into, okay. I'm going to get into this. This one I'm only going to briefly talk about because I don't like talking about this person because I know that they just want the attention. But whatever. I'm still going to talk about it. So this is Kotaku reporter Alyssa Mercanti. She's the one who went after me saying she was going to write some hit piece on me. That never happened. She was supposedly going to write a hit piece on Grums. That never happened. She was going to write a hit piece on Asmongold. That never happened. So she has just been trying to, she writes for Kotaku. We all know that Kotaku is on their deathbed right now. They like that, a lot of these websites have been crashing and burning, and Kotaku's on life support. So she's kind of had this strategy, I guess, of, I don't know if just for herself or for Kotaku as well, of like, oh, let's just gossip about content creators. And then we'll get that. That's how I can gain some traction on stuff. Because ever since she did start speaking about writing these hit pieces and gossiping about other people, she has gotten a little more followers, which granted, it's not a lot, but yeah, all of this isn't going to sustain, but she's trying. So anyway, Grums made some tweets and stuff, and she's trying to bully him into deleting some tweets. She goes, he deleted all these weirdo posts from yesterday. Bullying works. And then she goes, now we got to get him to retract his bullcrap trans manifesto crap. Then we'll do his next most recent grift, and so on and so forth. It's like, so yeah, he made a tweet that, and I showed it on my video about Call of Duty's Pride crap, where they had trans themed bullets, and he was like, he made the very valid point of, with all of these terrorist activities going on among the transgender community, and you're going to make bullets in a game with transgender flags on them. A little bit tone deaf there. So anyway, she said all this. He goes, Kotaku reporter is now trying to get her followers to brigade and bully me against TOS violations. Meanwhile, she is lying to sue YouTubers for talking about her or trying. Still not going to marry you, Alyssa. I said, why is she LARPing as an old school Disney villain? Because that's what she sounds like. Now we get him to retract. Let's bully him. We got him to delete this. Now let's get him to delete that and this and this. And this is the thing I don't understand about this side and a lot of liberals in general is what separates them. I mean, there's a bunch of things that separates them from the rest of us, whether moderate or conservative or wherever you fall on that. But what separates these far left liberals from, especially in the alphabet community, from everybody else in society is that most regular people, our focus is on the problems, okay? Like fixing the problems. Like, look what's going on with this. Look what's going on with that. Let's talk about this and that. We're talking about issues. Meanwhile, these far left libtards talk about people. Okay? So they talk about silencing people who disagree with whatever their narrative is. They don't care. There's not issues that they care as much about for the most part. I mean, you got some of those queers for Palestine, and I guess technically they care about an issue, but it's very odd for them to care about Palestine when they would be thrown off a roof by Palestine. But I will say there's some of those. But for the most part, most of them care more about silencing anyone who disagrees with them more than the actual issues. Because do you see conservatives? Do you see moderates for the most part? Do you see any of them calling for, hey guys, let's silence this person? Hey guys, let's deplatform this person? It's not like that. So it's like, if you are trying to silence people instead of actually talking about whatever it is you believe in, then that just shows you don't really have a stance. Like, it's all performative. There's no substance to these people. I think that some of them, I don't know if it's narcissism or what, but some of them just lack the capacity to have genuine care for anything. They care more about being in a club and being seen a certain way, being seen as an ally, for example, more than they care about actual things going on in the world and making the world a better place. Same thing you see in the nerddom, the fan bases of these different things. Like with Tomb Raider, for example, when I talk about something that I don't like going on with the new Tomb Raider games or this, that, and the other, I'm real passionate about it. Why? Because I genuinely care very much about Lara Croft and about Tomb Raider. And it kind of breaks them. They short circuit. That I don't think they can relate. Because in the comments, it's always, why do you care? It ain't a big deal. Oh, she looks fine. It ain't a big deal. When it's like, why should Lara Croft just look, she's fine? No, she should look like herself. She should look great. But it's like, why do you care? It's like, because I'm a fan? Do you not know what that's like to actually care about something? So, yeah. I swear. But yeah, because and I think a lot of people are just getting sick of it, and they're kind of imploding. A lot of these people are, because people are sick of it. Just look at everything going on with this alphabet month. People are sick of it. If you look on Twitter and stuff like that, people are over it. These companies that are trying to celebrating Beehole month, it's they are getting ratioed so hard. Oh, thank you, Jerry. Liked and subscribed. Thank you. How nice of you. I'm 8 years sick of it. Let's see. JM says BLM fell apart when people followed the money and Latinos rejected Latinx. Only LGBTQ embraced the flagship. Gosh, that BLM stuff fell apart hard. I think the big thing for me was like, what the crap's going on? They're burning down cities. And if you dare said, why are they burning down cities? Why are we celebrating this? You dare said anything like that, you would get canceled to oblivion. Tom Berry Master with the 50, the Wombo. $50 super chat says, nice hat. Thank you so much. This is my aunt's hat. I was talking about it on Quartercast last Tuesday. And so then Jeremy's like, you gotta wear it this week. So I wore it on the show earlier, then wearing it on my show now. So yeah, my aunt let me borrow it. I love it. Let's see. We got Mike Noss with the $5 super chat who says trans women are like vegan meat, just overpriced knockoffs, not as good as the original. Also, I dig the hat. Thank you. And I agree. It's delusion. It's demonic. Some people get really offended when I say that. Oh, are you saying all trans people are demons? It's like, no, I'm not saying that, but they're being influenced by demons. It's demonic. Also, I don't believe transgender is real. It's not real. It's not a real thing. There's no such thing as a transgender woman. It's a man. Plain and simple. It's a man who mutilated himself or who puts on dresses. Like, that's it. Douglas Kaplan with a $9.99. Twitch is perma banning me. I guarantee it. If you're watching on Twitch, follow me on YouTube or Rumble, because I'm pretty sure today's stream will give me permaban because I've already had 2 suspensions. It says, lately, I've been going back to some older movies. There's a movie that caught my interest. It kind of makes me think of the movie 300. It's called Kingdom of Heaven, and it's about the Crusades. Oh, interesting. Okay. Charlie L with the 199 says, what Bible do you recommend? Sefer? I haven't heard of that. I mean, I think that people should, I know there's some people who are like KJV purists, for example, and I think KJV is great, but I think for those who are brand new to reading the Bible, they're probably going to have a harder time understanding a KJV versus an NLT or an ESV. So I think just get the translation that you can understand the most, as long as it doesn't severely deviate from the actual scripture, which the mainstream translations are all within like 99% accuracy of each other. So for your first read through, use something like an NLT. And then after that, like, you're going to grow a lot in your faith, and you're going to want to cross-reference. You're going to want to read other translations and all this and that. Everybody who is a Christian should be reading the Bible regularly. I think every single day, but you shouldn't stop. It shouldn't be like, oh, I finished reading the Bible, now I'm done. No, you keep reading it, because it's fellowship with God, and plus you'll learn more every time you read it. So yeah. Let's see what else. BC with the 499 says, keep doing you. Always good to hear someone I agree with on things. Thank you. Might move back to Maine soon from Boston. Not feeling cities anymore. Wish me luck. Oh, you got this. Tony Morrow with the 199 says, I'm putting an end to YouTube for silencing me. Well, join me on Rumble. Old Renaissance Boomer with the 499 says, your current wallpaper, pink boom. Can you do rainbow colors for the rainbow outfit? You may go boom this month. Boomer's gonna boomer. That's hilarious. Mr. Toxicity says, you're going to talk about how Biden pooped his pants. I did talk about it on the quartering show earlier. I think that today, whenever that happened recently with him, I do think he was just trying to sit down on an invisible chair. But I also think that there's like older video that does look like he pooped his pants for sure. So I will say that. Kel says, Melanie, what page of Bible should I read? I think you should read it in order. A lot of people say, oh, just start with the New Testament. And it's like, you're going to get way more context starting from the beginning in Genesis, because then Genesis, there's so much foreshadowing to Jesus and why we need Jesus. And you're going to get a much better understanding of that if you actually read the Bible in order. So I think you should do that. Read the Bible in order, commit to reading every single day. Even if it's just one chapter, just read it every day and don't ever skip. You will be amazed at what that does for you. It changed my life doing that. So yeah. So Gecko says, start with Judges. I mean, if you want, you always could, but I think people should start at Genesis, but Judges is good. Judges is like next level. If you like any sort of, people don't realize just how much like an action movie Joshua and Judges are. Or like a TV show. There is no TV show on the planet. Like, think about your Game of Thrones, this, that, or the other. That's like, they don't even come close. I'm telling you, Judges is intense. Exodus is really good. Yeah, but I think you start with Genesis. Genesis also great. Also gets intense. I think some people kind of, once you get into ceremonial law, Levitical law, so like Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, some people are kind of like, struggle with those a little more because that goes more into, like I said, ceremonial law and this and that, but still, and also genealogy, but still read those. Don't skip them. Read them. Power through them. As you grow in your faith, you're going to want to read them anyway. So you're just going to want to understand everything as much as possible. What about Proverbs? Proverbs is great. Oh, that Trump out. I'm out. Bye. For the record, I don't expect everybody in chat to be a Trump fan. I like Trump though. But if a Trump hat is enough to make you go, oh, I'm leaving. Okay. You want those coasters? It's actually a print. I think I was selling them as coasters before Redbubble took them down. It's a print. So I am giving a bunch of them away for the Dallas meetup this weekend. I have been signing stacks of these today for like 2 hours. So I will be giving away one per person for everybody who's going to attend, please. And then whatever I have left over, I can look into seeing how I can sell those and send them out. I just don't know how the logistics of that yet, but I'll figure that out. Let me check on the Rumble side real quick, and then we'll get to another topic. Let's see. Okay. So we do have some Rumble rants. Here we go. So we've got B. Barrett with the $2 Rumble rant. Says, if nobody goes to church because of your words, that does not remove your responsibility from declaring his word in the first place. Thank you so much. We've got Lone Wolf with the $10 Rumble rant. Says, Trump 2024. Love it. Karate Cowboy with the $10 Rumble rant. Says, Melanie talking about the dumb gaming companies is good, but out competing them even better. When's the debut announcement of Go Boom Studios? Oh goodness, that would be a huge endeavor. I'm definitely not prepared for that in the near future. But maybe one day we'll make our own Tomb Raider type game. All right, let's go ahead and get into another topic here I wanted to talk about. So we have Haley. She's a big Halo fan, big Halo expert. I like her tweets. She made this week, because first of all, Screen Time here announced, they said Microsoft is reportedly working on a remaster version of Halo Combat Evolved and could potentially release the game on PS5 via Tom Warren. Now, I saw rumor stuff right now, but then Haley here says 343 laid off Joe Staten and Paul Bertone, the original creators of Halo, who did a lot of Halo Combat Evolved story and mission design, and then decided to do a remaster, not confirmed, of the game without its creators. What an insult. I hope the studio gets shut down. This is a great point. We have seen this happen in the gaming industry on more than one occasion or similar instances. Just think about Tomb Raider, for example. Once Angel of Darkness didn't meet expectations, they took the entire franchise away from core design and gave it to Crystal Dynamics instead. And look at what happened with Tomb Raider. I know not everybody knows about this, but Tomb Raider Anniversary was supposed to be made by Core Design. They were still going to work with them on that, and they were still going to let Core Design make Tomb Raider Anniversary because Crystal Dynamics were making Tomb Raider Legend. Well, they even released trailers and everything. It was going to be called Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition, or was I don't know. My brain is fried right now. But there was even like actual footage of it, video and all that. Well, then Crystal Dynamics didn't want Core Design to do it. They wanted to do it. So then it's just like, bye. So the creators and the studio who made Tomb Raider what it was just gets completely kicked out, and another studio who doesn't even respect the property gets to continue it. And now look what they've done with it. They have run it to the ground. Mind you, and this is even more insult to injury, is that the Legend trilogy was the worst selling era of Tomb Raider to ever happen. So Core Design got fired for Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness when it still outsold. It still outsold what Crystal Dynamics was doing, especially Anniversary. That is insult to injury right there. So yeah, I think this is extremely disrespectful what they're doing with this whole Halo situation, assuming all of this is real. But yeah, you just see it happening so much with the gaming industry. It just the absolute disrespect. And that's the thing is Halo used to Bungie Halo. Like they cared a lot about Halo lore. They had a Bible, a Halo Bible, because when it came to any sort of like what do you call it, collaboration effort, like a comic or a book or something like that, they had to refer to their Halo lore Bible and make sure that there were no contradictions, no nothing that would mess with their canon. They were very protective of the property and they cared a lot about it and had a lot of respect for it. But then now look what 343, ever since they've been running the show, they don't give a crap. Look what happened with the Halo TV show. Absolute disrespect. Yes, the needler in the background. See, you notice. It's a life-size one too. Like you can't quite tell because of the little screen, but it's like, which when you're playing the game, it looks way smaller, but that's because like these freaking Spartans are massive. But for me, I have to hold it like this. But yeah, it's great. Look at that. I love your hat. Thank you. Yeah, that Needler is one of my favorite gaming collectibles that I have. So, oh, also, whenever they did the Halo Pride stuff, that really was frustrating to me because it's already annoying enough when these gaming companies are virtue signaling with all of that, but what makes it so much worse in terms of Halo's case is that Master Chief is named John 117. He's literally named after the Bible, John 1:17. So you have a franchise that has some actual biblical elements to it. The main character named after the Bible, and for good reason. And then they're going to do this pride stuff. The disrespect is unreal. All right, let's go ahead and check out a couple super chats, then I'll get to the next topic. Tony Morrow with the 199 says, warning to Hollywood elites, bad blood runs wild. We talking about the Chrome stuff? Cody Frost with the $2 super chat says, favorite metal song with the F word in the... You mean this word? I like Korn's F slurs. I'm gonna go with that. Based Fire Ant with a $5 super chat says, "Hey Melanie, can't wait to meet you and others on Saturday. Also have a gift for you that you'll like. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you at the meetup." And everybody else, if you're going to be in the Dallas area and you want to go to the Ripaverse and Friends meetup, there is an RSVP link. Just check my Twitter replies because I've been like linking it to people. This Saturday, Douglas Kaplan with the $9.99. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. And my Jesus Christ bless you all. We need him now in this crazy world anymore. Amen. I hope you have a good night. Tony Morrow with the 199 says, Batman Arkham Trilogy, greater than the entire Tomb Raider franchise. It ain't the same. That's like apples are better than oranges. They're different. Or it's more like saying steak is better than an orange. It's different. I do think the Arkham games are great, though. Not gonna lie. So, all right. Let's see. Evan with the 1999 says, I wanted to ask, how did you navigate voicing your beliefs since I restored my relationship with Christ and leaning farther right? It's caused a division with friends. Now that they are gone, things have gotten better. I lost a ton of friends. I just reached a point. Well, it first started for me, well, especially since I used to work I was hosting with GameStop TV. I was working doing a lot of gaming hosting stuff for a lot of mainstream companies. So I couldn't really use my voice a whole lot about opinions on things like BLM, for example. And people who I've talked to behind closed doors about it will all know I was very like, wow, this is insanity. They're burning cities down. They're making Floyd into some saint when he was a criminal and all this stuff. But I couldn't say that stuff at the time because I would have lost my gig with GameStop. Well, then what eventually happened was GameStop later, well, even before that though, once the jab mandates, so people were talking about the vaccine mandates and all that kind of stuff, and I kept seeing a lot of other streamers talk about it. And they were saying, oh, you have to get the vaccine or you're selfish or you're a grandma killer or this and that. Try not to sneeze. Okay, there it is. But anyway, they were saying like, you're a grandma killer. Oh, you're selfish. You should get the jab and this and that. And I thought, my goodness, there is like nobody who in this streamer space who is speaking out against this. So I was like, whatever, YOLO. I don't give a crap. I'm going to start speaking out now. If I lose sponsors and jobs and this and that, who cares? I was just going to look into doing something else. And so I started speaking out against that. That's what started things, because at that time I was still sharing Bible verses and stuff, but I was very much still in that baby Christian stage. And I wasn't reading my Bible daily like I should have been. And I was kind of doing that hippie Christian thing. So I'd only share the fluffy Bible verses. And so, yeah, I just spoke out against those jab mandates and this and that. And I was like, I don't have the vaccine. If anyone else doesn't want to get it, they shouldn't have to. And I, right then and there, like, I got canceled from the gaming industry, lost a whole bunch of friends. Well, then, you know, it was shortly after that, I committed myself to reading the Bible daily. And at that point, I was like, that's when I felt like I started feeling conviction about stuff. And one of the things I was feeling conviction about was, you know, for example, all of the being an ally to the alphabet people. And it was like, you know, it is against the Bible. And whenever you validate people in that, or you try to, and you try to act like it's okay, you're affirming them on their way to hell. And I was feeling convicted for it. So I started speaking out against that stuff too. And that was the nail in the coffin in terms of like a bunch of my friends that left. So I lost a lot more. And at that point, it was like, okay, what do you got to lose now? Burn it all to the ground. Let's freaking go. So here I am. All right, so let's continue. We got David Lowe with the $10 super chat. Says leaving my job at Home Goods because they are selling groomer trash. Oh my goodness. Disguised as children's books. Oh no. Can't support that as a Christian. Scared about finding a new job. Prayers appreciate it. Everyone, let's make sure we're keeping David in our prayers that he will find something even better. AV Jr. with the 499 says, happy 18 years of Red's End of Silence, one of the best Christian rock albums. Don't know if you know them, Mel, but I love the band. God bless. I saw them in concert once. They are amazing. I love Red. I'm Legend Daddy became a member on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. All right, so let me check on the Rumble side real quick, and then we will go. Okay, I've got one here, and then we'll get to more topics. Let's see. We've got Turbo Beatard who says, what do you think of RFK Jr.? No. That's why I think no. Plain and simple. No. Don't like his stance on, like, he seems to be for, like, gun regulations and things like that I don't like. Yeah. I think that some of his stance is against, like, yeah, I don't know. But I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't, like, hate him, but don't like him. All right, I want to share some good news because Tomb Raider, the remasters, got a new patch today. Patch number 3. So patch 3 goes live today across all platforms for Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remasters and includes the highly requested outfit select feature. So what I read from the patch notes is after you beat the specific games, then you can wear whatever of the outfits you want. See, in this case, we're already seeing her in her Tomb Raider 2 wetsuit here. We're seeing her in the classic costume with the glasses, and then you got that leopard outfit from the Nightmare in Vegas. And then at the beginning, you had the cat suit, which in the original, in Tomb Raider 3, that's what you would be wearing at this level. So I love that feature. I think it's really cool. We've got some patch notes as well. Let's go ahead and pull those up so that I can read those to you guys. This is the only good thing coming out of Tomb Raider is the remasters, which they were, I'm going to be real here. They were outsourced to Aspire and Saber. So they're not made by Crystal Dynamics, because if Crystal Dynamics made them, they would suck. So, all right, patch notes. So you asked for it. We've added an in-game outfit selector to the game. The outfit selector is available from the pause menu. The feature is unlocked specifically for each game after completing a playthrough of that game. Once unlocked, all outfits from all 3 adventures can be switched in between. So that's super fun. Being able to play, for example, with the Tomb Raider 2 wetsuit in Tomb Raider 1. You know? Playing the different outfits in the games that they weren't originally in even. I think that's amazing. Let's see the feature. Okay, after the outfits can be switched in between. It includes a toggle for Lara Croft's iconic red glasses, which is definitely the most stylish option. Using a hotkey no longer interrupts running or walking when using a thumbstick. Posters of, now some of you guys remember this because I've covered it on my channel. So the Sleeping with the Fishes DLC stuff or expansion stuff in Tomb Raider 3, there was a section where above the locker doors, they had, in the original, there were posters of some like promo posters of Lara Croft, and then they removed them in the remaster originally, and they said it was an accident, but a lot of us think that it wasn't. A lot of us think that perhaps Crystal Dynamics asked them to take them down because it was like modeling shots of Lara Croft, and Crystal Dynamics is just stupid with not wanting Lara Croft to be feminine. So, but they are back, appearing in HD mode. Various improvements to sound effects have been made across all 3 games. Improved combat in modern controls in all 3 games. Improvements to Lara's model have been implemented. Interesting. Added the missing. I want to see. I'm sure there will be people from the community doing a side by side. So I'm curious to see what that looks like. Added the missing water caustic effects to Tomb Raider 1 and Tomb Raider 2. Improved watercolor in river Ganges in Tomb Raider 3. Monkey bars are now more visible in high security compound in Tomb Raider 3. Some of the stuff in the remasters, like in the graphical update mode, are harder to see versus the classic textures. So I don't mistake that as being an easy mode thing. It was like they absolutely have some things that are harder to see. So it's probably closer to the original in that case. Fix the issue with modern controls showing the sky when the camera goes through corners. I personally like classic controls way better than modern controls anyway. Fix an issue where Greek translations would show up too wide in some of the menus. Doesn't apply to me. Fix an issue where the wrong texture was being used on the snowmobile in the Cold War level in Tomb Raider 2. Fixed an issue in Tomb Raider 2 where part of the geometry was protruding into the level in 40 fathoms. I didn't personally encounter that that I noticed. Added explosion sound effects for Bartoli's hideout in Tomb Raider 2. Ooh, okay. Various improvements have been made to fire FX across all 3 games. That's exciting. Fixed an issue where bats would sometimes flicker upon death in Tomb Raider 1. Fixed game selection icons for UK players. Fixed a missing window in Willard's lair in Tomb Raider 3, The Lost Artifact. Added details on all ceiling openings in temple ruins in Tomb Raider 3. Fixed an incorrect snow position in caves level in Tomb Raider 1. Fixed targeting enemies while crouched in Tomb Raider 3. Added quick save reload hotkeys for controller players. Fixed the Indra key position in the jungle level. Interesting. Okay, well, I think overall this is a positive thing. I'm all about the Tomb Raider remasters. I think that they were done really well. So yeah, I think this is great. If we didn't have the remasters, we would have nothing. The classic fans would have absolutely nothing right now. Let's see. We got push-ups with a $10 super chat. Says, henceforth, I learn that to obey is best and love with fear the only God, to walk as in his presence, ever to observe his providence, and on him soul depend. From a great book I finished today. I really like that you share this, especially with the being obedient to God. That's one thing I learned, especially like as I continue to grow my faith. And I remember there were certain things, like I said, I used to try to still be an ally to people and still affirm people and things that in their sin and all that stuff. And then the big thing I remember that just clicked in my head was that I need to be obedient to God, and it doesn't matter what I think about this, that, or the other. God knows best. I fully have faith and believe that God is real. I believe that the word of God is alive. So who am I to not accept something in the Bible or to disregard something in the Bible? So that's the thing. And another thing that really opened my eyes too is that there's just so many things we don't know and we can't grasp. Look at the slippery slope stuff that happened with all the alphabet stuff. Okay. Remember how they used to pretend like, oh, love is love. That's what it was all about. Love is love. So yeah, as normal people with empathy, it was like, oh, who are we to stop people from loving people? Well, now we've seen very quickly what that turned into, and it's corruption and the perversion that all of that caused. And so that's just another lesson in the fact that Satan and the way that Satan works is he's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. So a lot of things that do come from Satan will appear to be something good, something innocent, but that doesn't mean that it is. And it's not. Anything from Satan isn't good, is it innocent? And so whenever you see something that counters the word of God no matter how they try to frame it as, oh, but this is just about love, or oh, this is just about, you have to just, the word of God, treat it like a solid foundation and say, I don't care how you're phrasing it. I don't care this, that, and the other. I don't care about what my knee jerk reaction is or my feelings on the matter are. The word of God is correct, and we have to respect it as that. God knows best. Just think of like a little bitty child that will want to play with fire, for example. And then the parent is like, hey, don't play with fire. You're going to hurt yourself. A kid might not, oh, wow, that's no fun. Won't even let me play with here. Well, an adult is going to understand way more than a kid. So, how much more is God going to understand than we do? Infinitely, unfathomably more. And so that's why when we have something in the Word of God, we need to trust it. We need to trust it. Whether, no matter what your initial reaction is to it, God knows best. So thank you so much, Push-Ups, for sharing that. Douglas Kaplan with the 1999 says, don't forget that Jesus Christ also rebuked some chasing those he loves. If you commit that sin, you will die by that sin because all sin leads to death. Thank you, Douglas. Rimdog1138 with the $10 super chat says, looking forward to trading my comic for your print at the meetup. Awesome. Currently driving in from West Virginia in Arkansas now. Oh, how nice. Saw a Jeep at Buc-ee's with a dash covered with rubber duck. Oh my goodness, how hilarious. God bless. That's so funny. We were just talking about that. Oh, hold on. Let me get this Wombo $50 super chat. Douglas Kaplan with the $49.99 says, if I could put in my opinion, I think people today are demonically possessed. The Bible talks about demons leaving a person, and when they're cast out, it brings 7 more back. So to me, that seems like a person is just a husk with no spirit. That's the thing is, if you do not have the Holy Spirit dwelling within you, then yeah, you definitely are at risk of demonic possession, at the very least demonic oppression. But I do believe that possession, demonic possession still exists today. Thank you again, Douglas. Cree TV says, with the $2, says not caring has led to our hobbies being destroyed. Yes, if you care about your hobby, don't be afraid to defend it. Because yeah, when you just let stuff slide, man, they take over. Douglas Monroe says, Mel, you have my support and love from North Carolina. Thank you so much. All right. Let me get a couple more and then we'll get to another topic. Junior with the $5 super chat says, the corporate press use their position to push their agenda and shouldn't be given the benefit of the doubt. Alyssa is just the gaming version of this. That is true. Thankfully, we have other platforms where that's the thing is who hardly anybody is watching. I mean, there's still some people like old people and stuff, but a lot of people aren't getting their news from the news channels or from journalists. I mean, why would you do that when you can hop on X and you can get all the latest what's going on the second it happens? Or you can go on YouTube and watch people like the Quartering who reports on all these things right when they're happening. I'd much rather do that than watch the news that's going to spin things for their own narrative. Sheriff Call with the $5 super chat says, Tiny Berserker. I love that. Glad to see you've got a bunny barbarian to back you up now. Yes, a little bunny barbarian. All right, let's see. Let's get to these Rumble rants too, and then I'll get to another topic. Want to make sure I'm caught up. Okay. Here we go. Let's share the screen. Okay. We've got Dan Botaku with the $5 Rumble rant. Says, hey, Melanie, my buddy made a sticker / shirt design using anime you that I thought was pretty fun. Also love the hat. Oh, let me click on this. Oh, that was that one thing. This, that, and the other. Okay. Oh, you can see it a little bit. That is so cool. Hold on, let me share it. Let me share it. Hold on, I can't see. Okay. Share screen. Look at that. This, that, and the other. See how it has the cartoon face? Little chibi face. I mean, that is amazing. I missed that. Thank you for sharing. That is so cool. Okay, let me pull up the Rumble rants again. There we go. All right, we got Brad Pitt with the $5. Hi, Brad Pitt. I started believing in God in treatment. You help keep my beliefs alive. Thank you. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Trigger444 with the $5 Rumble rant says, I recommend the band Apologetics. Oh, I love it. Christian parody band that rewrites secular songs into Christian lyrics derived from Bible passages. Been around since 1990. Songs sound so close to the originals too. That is rad. I've never heard of them. That is so cool. All right. So, how's Angelina? I believe Brad Pitt and Angelina are really not doing well right now. I mean, with each other. Yes, especially since their two daughters like elected to take Pitt out of their name. I don't know. I don't know what happened with all that. I think it's very sad. I know allegedly, Angelina alleges that there was some violent actions on Brad Pitt's side, but who knows? Some people say that Angelina's psycho, which is believable. So I don't know what to think. I just stay neutral on that. I love Angelina as Lara Croft, but yeah, source. It's like some of the court documents that people have shared from what Angelina purported, but who freaking knows? That's the thing is, how do we know if that's not false allegation? We don't know that. That's why I just, yeah, I really don't know. I can't chime in on that because I don't know anything. So we've got, let's talk about this. So the old school RuneScape made a game update with a Pride event. Yeah. They got their capes. I don't see the monkeypox cape, but they've got some of their other bases covered. So the comments have just been not about it. I made this comment, almost ratioed them, almost. If you guys haven't liked this, let's try to ratio them. I said this is gayer than when y'all took the RuneScape Classic servers down because they were more populated than your RS2 servers. A lot of people try to argue with me on this, say that didn't happen, that didn't happen, and those people weren't there. Or they're like, oh, how would you know? Because I played ever since RuneScape first dropped. I was playing it when it first dropped, actual RuneScape Classic. And that did happen. So here's the story of that. Whenever they made RuneScape 2, which now they call old school RuneScape, but that's RuneScape 2 is what we were all calling it. Initially, it was supposed to be just a graphical update. That's it. They were going to keep all the same mechanics in check, but it was only going to be a graphical update. When that was the case, it was going to be like, oh, okay, that's cool. Graphical update. Because for those who don't know what actual classic RuneScape looked like, this is what it looked like, which I like it. I like the art style, has a lot of charm to it. But, you know, at that time, especially, it's like, ooh, a graphics update? How cool. So they spent a lot of time working on that, and they decided to overhaul everything. with that graphics update, right? So part of that is what part of that entailed, and some of the changes that they added, for example, is on actual classic RuneScape. Say you're in the wilderness, for example, and you engage in you're trying to get a PK. So you engage in combat with somebody. You were stuck for 3 rounds. You could not run. You could not eat. You were stuck for 3 rounds. After that 3 rounds, then you could run, then you could eat to heal. So the thing is a lot of us would make a lot of strength builds because you could train on controlled. And when you train on controlled, it just evened out the stats. You train on controlled, which was what the noobs did. But if you actually had any sort of strategy, you would choose your attack or strength. There was like attack, strength, and defense, right? So there's different builds that you could do. And there's optimized builds depending on what level you want to be. Because when you're in the wilderness, the deeper you go in the wilderness, the larger range of people you can fight. You know, so if you're level 20 and you're in level 1 wild, you can only fight people within, I can't remember exactly what the range was, but you can only fight people within like a couple levels of you. But then if you're like in level 31 wilderness, then all of a sudden you can fight a level 1 or you can fight a level 50, you know, whatever it was. I'm not getting the exact numbers here because it's been a long time. But so anyway, there were ways to optimize your build based on what level you wanted to be and what strategy you wanted. What a lot of us did was I like to do strength builds. And the goal was because you had the 3-round combat, you wanted to kill your opponent within those 3 rounds. That was the goal. And so in doing that, you needed a lot of power. So you need enough attack to be able to wield a strong enough weapon, but then you wanted the strength to be as high as possible so that you could just pack a punch. You still needed some level of defense so that you weren't completely weak, but you didn't want too much defense to where you're losing more stats on your strength or your attack that you could have had. So again, the goal was to 3-hit your opponent. So one thing RuneScape 2 did when they launched that old school RuneScape was, yeah, they took that out to where you where you could run and you could eat at any time. So it just very much babyfied the game in that way in terms of the PK elements. It babyfied it. Also, it made training on more specific stats less effective. It made it to where training on controlled was more effective. So again, this just became a more babyfied play school version of Tomb Raider than what classic RuneScape was. So there we go. There's my rant with all of that. Some people are trying to argue with me, oh, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. Yes, it is. I lived it, played since the OG days, which apparently you didn't. People hated RS2 when it came out, and it did. A lot of us classic fans, a lot of us who played since day 1, we were not about these changes. So whenever RuneScape 2 launched, they still had those servers in tandem with the classic servers so that people, hey, if you still want to play the original, you can do that. And if you want to play RuneScape, you can do that. RuneScape 2. Well, what ended up happening was more people were like, okay, at first they're like, oh, let's try this out. Let's see what it's like. Well, they got sick of it and they wanted to go back to the classic RuneScape because it was better. The mechanics were better, all of that. So what ended up happening was after that initial, let's check this out. See, Nick knows. She's right. Thank you. I love to see another OG RuneScape player because there's not that many and they don't believe. Well, the Wikipedia didn't say that. Well, freaking throw that Wikipedia away. It's retarded. I lived it. Anyone who lived it knows. So they had in tandem the RuneScape 2 servers and the classic after everybody got over trying out RuneScape 2 and were like, wait a minute. This ain't that. I like the mechanics better on classic RuneScape. They went back to the classic servers. And what ended up happening was the classic servers were more populated than the new servers for their new RuneScape 2 that they just dumped all this time and money developing. So what they ended up doing was taking the classic servers down so we couldn't even play them anymore. And we were forced to either migrate to RuneScape 2 or not play at all. I was one of those that elected to not play at all at this point. I quit when RuneScape 2 came out. My brother still played it for a little bit, but I was over it. I was done once they stopped that. Now, later down the road, they were like, oh, there's a big request and a lot of people want RuneScape Classic back. Then they added RuneScape Classic servers back, but at that time it had been such a long time. And so they were just filled with mostly RuneScape 2 players anyway. And so then they took them down again. So people who are saying that's not true, they're not talking about the OG time that it actually happened. They're talking about later. But yes, it absolutely is true. And those who played during the original days know. So there's my rant. Anyway, they getting pretty ratioed here with their monkeypox capes. And there's some people being, well, I look at that JMod SmackDown. Can't wait to play the event. But most people don't want politics in their game. How long until the comments are turned off? Surprise, they're still there. Unsub, and the Lord said, nope, this is mine. Yes, the rainbow is God's. Unsubscribing. We play this game for fun. Why do we have to announce who we have relations with on a game? Exactly. That's what's so crazy about it. Why is this in a game? And to pander to a small, minute population who seems to have attention-seeking issues. This is completely a political move. Seriously, this game was a great way for me to escape reality. Now you bring this political crap into it, never playing this game again. I mean, I've been over it. Look at this. You have cool game. Here's 6 gorillion to make it gay and lame. BlackRock. Never playing this game again. What does this have to do with my woodcutting level? We pay, we say, not we pay the game. And then it says, Jagex is hiding every negative comment on this post faster than they would remove freedom of speech in the game. You know what's funny is there was a time, even back in RuneScape, classic RuneScape, the old days, where they tried to censor chat. It only happened for I want to say it was only a couple days because the backlash was insane, but it basically had autocorrect for certain words. I remember even if you typed out crap, it said cabbage. So they wanted to make sure there were no more no words. So if you typed out a no word, it would replace it with some autocorrect of something else. So whenever you would see in chat, someone would be like, cabbage, you knew they were saying crap. That did not last long. That was just very short-lived before enough people complained about it. And it was done. Dude, I'm unfollowing them after this too. So here they were live for their monkeypox event. They also, one thing that was funny. Let me see if I can find that comment. Because they had apparently they had a pride march. Just stupid. It goes through Lumbridge, all the way on the outskirts to Varrock, which Varrock is a very central hub. Varrock Square is where a lot of people do their trading and stuff like that. So yeah, then you have, this is just going through all the general. Yeah, that's retarded. Let me see if I can find that one comment. It was hilarious. But anyway, there's a town in the game called, here it is. It's in the sand. It's in the sandy area. It's called Al-Kharid or something like that. I may be getting it wrong. It's been so long since I played. It's called Al-Kharid or something like that. And it had a bunch of, that's when you get scimitars and stuff. And it had a bunch of Middle Eastern looking people there. And somebody said, why doesn't the Pride March go through Al-Kharid? like, oh, those who know. That's hilarious. So anyway, they also had this party hat gay shirt. Yeah, so party hats were part of the game. Back in the OG days, for a Christmas event, they had um crackers, Christmas crackers, and you could pop the Christmas cracker and you would get a party hat, and they had a number of colors. They didn't have any rainbow ones. But yeah, apparently they just turned that into something gay. So yeah, they doubled, tripled down on it. Even though they're getting ratioed on a lot of this stuff, but that's dumb. That's lame. All right, let's go ahead and you had a party hat and a Halloween mask once. Oh, I remember the Halloween mask too. Yeah, I had those. I had man, back when the party hats first came out, I had a ton of them. But then they became super scarce, super rare. I had an alt account because I had a ton of accounts. I had like my main account that I do stuff with. I had some PK accounts. I had one account that I would just explore the world in. That was all I did on it. And I had a blue party hat on that dude. I made my character a dude. He was a bald black dude, and I named him Lucky Luke because he was so lucky. That account was so lucky. I would go out in the wilderness and go to the ice giants and all that stuff and not die. I could walk all the way. I don't know what it was about that account, but it was lucky. And so I put a blue party hat on him. And I had like no weapon, no armor, no nothing. I would just walk around with nothing but a blue party hat on that account and just walk in the wild all the way to the ice giants and never did lose that party hat. And so the thing about it was I forgot the password on that account at some point, and I remember when the party hats became extremely rare, and I could not. I was like, I need to get on my Lucky Luke account because I need to transfer that party hat to one of my mains, and I never could get on it. So anyway, that was tragic. Let me go ahead and check some more super chats. All right, we've got Enoch who's with a $5 super chat says, I keep hearing about people getting unsubscribed from channels. Turns out I was unsubscribed from yours. Now I'm back. Suck at you too. Thank you so much. And that has been happening. I notice a lot of people have been unsubscribed recently. And a lot of people have been saying, wow, I didn't do that. Unsubscriber, speaking of, what the 199 says, for setting a positive example for other women. That's so nice of you. Thank you. Got Alan Bruce, who says, it's good to see authentic American values being proudly declared and without a sense of fear for this nauseating cancel culture so prevalent in the last few years. Thank you. Dave Chandler with the $2 says, nice hat, Mel. Joshua19, be strong and courageous. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Midnight Strike with the $2 says, Trump 2024 MAGA. Thank you. Killer with a $5 says, glad to see you still shave your armpits. Yes, don't worry. I'm not going to be one of those furry feminists. Fear the Tardo. Oh, it's Fear the Tardo with a $5 says, Tardo wanted to write for a new Star Wars show, Apple Life. Showrunner lesbian headlamp said couldn't because Tardo not retarded enough. Lock it in. Yay. Thank you so much, Fear the Tardo. The Killer Spotlight with the 10-pound super chat says, you look magnificent in that Trump hat, dear. Thank you. Iron Age Media with the $5 super chat says, speaking of the Dallas meetup, I'll be there and giving out some seconds of Anvil magazine. Has indie fiction, comics, and art. Would you like a copy? Sure. Thank you. For a reminder, anybody else who's going to be there, I'm going to be giving away these signed prints. So it will be a fun time. Lobster Peterson with the 5-pound super chat says, hey, Melanie, have you played Doom Eternal? God bless you, ma'am. I did. I streamed it. I don't think I beat it, though. I made it pretty far, but I loved it. Oh, let's get this Wombo one. Scott W with the $50 Wombo super chat says 1 day for vets, a month for queers. Nope. They will live to regret their gay fascism. That's the thing. It's just insanity. It's a clown show at this point. People are sick of it. People are beyond sick of it. Oh, we got a big Rumble rant. Let me get that before. Okay. Let me get that before I continue on the YouTube ones. Let's share this. We got a $53 Rumble rant from Raider with the dragon. Because I got a dragon tattoo. Thank you so much, Raider. Much appreciated. Oh my gosh. And Raider also dropped a Wombo $56.37 super chat on YouTube. Look at that. Thank you so much. You're amazing, Raider. Always so supportive. All right. So let's continue some more of these. Bubba Matt with the $5 says dope hat. Trump 24. Let's make it happen. And Bubba Matt also became a YouTube member. Thank you for that. Tony Morrow with the 199 says BioShock Infinite exposes woke ideologies. Does it? I never played that. Daniel with the $5 says, do you know any more slurs to call the Alphabet Mafia? Rainbow Bullies is too funny. Rainbow Bullies is great. Yeah, maybe chat can help you with that. Especially on the Rumble side where they can say whatever the crap they want. Push-ups with the $5 says to recount almighty works. What words or tongue of seraph can suffice, or heart of man suffice to comprehend? Same book. Okay, cool. Master Shake with the $5 super chat says, I see you found the Trump hat that you talked about on the Quarterings live stream. It looks really good on you. Keep fighting the good fight. Thank you so much. And we've got RichZilla96 with a $10 super chat says, I wish I could attend the meetup so I could buy all the Essler merch. Also, just got back from watching Bad Boys 4. Check it out when you get the chance. Love the hat. Support for California. So you actually liked it? Interesting. I thought it looked like it was going to be trash, but who knows? Sometimes you just never know with these things. Joseph Whitehouse gifted 5 Go Boom memberships. If you got a membership from Joseph, please tell him thank you. That was so nice of you. Thank you. All right, let's move on to, I really wanted to show this. I have to show this. So, cover your eyes. Speaking of queer, cover your eyes, or don't cover them, but brace yourselves, because I'm about to. So, I said no character is safe from being queered. This is gross. Because that's the thing is we keep seeing a lot of times the uglification of female characters, but not even male characters are safe anymore. So here we have Manga Lawyer here. He says, Prince of Persia Warrior Within versus Prince of Persia Tumblr Modern Audience. How did we let this happen, bros? So to refresh everybody's memory from Prince of Persia Warrior Within, you've got just a bunch of testosterone, man who is fighting. And then here, this thing, purple skin too. Why is this skin purple? This is real, guys. This is actually, when I saw it initially, I was like, what is this? Is this some Tumblr fan art? It's from some like side scroller that, it's a new side scroller though. Where is it? Oh wait, it's not the Lost Crown, or is it? Where it's a 2D. Hold on, let me find it. Is it a side scroller? Prince of Persia 2D. What is it called? Chat, do y'all know what this really gay game, Prince of Persia game is called? Here it is. The Rogue. Prince of Persia. Oh my gosh. That's the thing is, with a lot of these gaming companies and stuff and just society in general right now is they're demonizing feminine women and just the same masculine men as well. So nobody is safe. And hold on, let me share. So yeah, instead of that really cool Prince of Persia design, we got this purple skin, queer looking thing. Now, I'm not mad at the general idea of like the level design art style and stuff, but I just don't like what they've done here. Don't like what they've done here. Ouch. A solid start for a promising game, they say. But just no. Looks like a crappy Flash game from 2000. It actually does. Almost looks like a fan-made one. Prince of Persia, now just a platformer indie phone game. I swear that's the thing is some of these amazing. Oh my gosh, what's even going on here? What is okay? It just looks cheap. What is this? There's no detail at all. What? This just a line, paint bucket tool, click. This is so phoned in. Oh my goodness. What? Did Ubisoft make it? I mean, that's cheap. That's the thing is there's so much disrespect for a lot of really great properties. Look at what Prince of Persia did with Sands of Time. That Sands of Time trilogy is they took an original, which was, the old school Prince of Persia side scroll, really old school game. Retro. So they took something like that and they applied some respect to it and they made something really awesome. And now what you're seeing is because that's the thing is used to back in those days, they'd make something really cool. They would take something, if they were going to continue something or make something for the modern hardware compared to like something super retro, they would make it really cool. Or at least try to. And now it's like, oh, here's a beloved franchise. We can make money off this with little effort. Let's go ahead and phone it in and make some cheap crap with some gay Tumblr art. It's a different time. So, yeah. Yeah, it just looks very cheap. This is very disappointing to see what they would do to that. Hold on, I saw another Wombo here. We got old Renaissance Boomer with the Wombo super chat, $49.99. Photographing IndyCar this weekend since mom's house is closer to track than my apartment. We'll see her too. Also from Triumph, check out Fight the Good Fight, be blessed, and have a fun and safe meetup. Hashtag Boomer's gonna boomer. Hashtag Melanie Macmonth. That's funny. Thank you so much. We've got also old Renaissance Boomer who gifted 5 Go Boom memberships. So if you got a membership from old Renaissance Boomer, please tell him thank you. That artwork looks pretty uninspired. Yes. It's tragic. All right, let me scroll on this. And then let's see. I was thinking about talking about the Acolyte, but I want to definitely share this. Okay. So here we have also from Manga Lawyer. The night is darkest just before the dawn. I promise you the dawn is coming. Warner Brothers CEO, last words to Suicide Squad staff. So Warner Brothers is shutting down Rocksteady following the Suicide Squad game failure. It's a rumor. But y'all know how they just absolutely massacred everything with that Suicide Squad game. And we know how terrible, like they inserted it with so much wokeness. Got Mr. Freeze here that's more like they, them Freeze. You got Joker here who looks like he's got monkeypox. Got this, we welcome all heroes. You saw the disrespect that happened to so many of the different characters when they were killing them. But then with Wonder Woman, it was like, oh, okay, well, we'll be nice to her because Wonder Woman. That whole game just looked like a giant trash fire. And the performance or the results, the people buying it showed, because it got hardly anybody to buy it and play it. That game failed at a colossal level. So yeah, it cost them $200 million. So they lost $200 million. But it says Suicide Squad flop cost Warner Brothers $200 million, but Rocksteady is safe, claims report. Well, which one is it? Because this one says I think this one's the older one than that. Let's see what he says here. The entire studio has become a diversity, equity, and inclusion sect. It's insane, affecting everyone from the lowest designer to the director. Sweet Baby Inc. was the last straw. I hope Warner Brothers keeps the team so they can lose another $700 million. They won't change until they go bankrupt. If Rocksteady were given another chance, they'd compromise 60% of their ideology, making Batman the main character and sending out propaganda with a subtle message. Consumers will buy it, and once they get comfy, they will release Suicide Squad 2.0, make them lose even more money. Sometimes that's an attitude that we can have with certain things. Like, okay, how about just go ahead and run with it. Burn it all to the ground. That's exactly what I've been feeling with Tomb Raider at this point. With everything going on with all this new stuff, the Phoebe Waller-Bridge movie, the Amazon TV show, the Netflix cartoon that they're calling an anime, whatever the next game is, which is going to be abysmal and abomination. I'm like, let them do it. Let them crash and burn at this point. I will be laughing because I already don't have any investment anymore. I only care about the classic remasters right now because those are the only good things we're getting. I already know everything else is going to suck. So why would I get my hopes up for it? Not gonna. Vera Dark, Vera's great. I highly suggest y'all check out her channel. She's on YouTube as well. I wonder if she's on Rumble. If she's not, she should be. Rocksteady really thought this was a good strategy for Kill the Justice League. Crash and burn. AI can't replace the devs fast enough. I can't wait for the day to have AI make a game for you so that you can have a game that you want without all the woke nonsense. Now that will be an interesting time. That's going to be huge for a bunch of AI devs. I know a lot of people are very against it because some people are going to lose jobs. But I think given where the market is right now and where the mainstream companies are and what they're doing with their games and how everything is all just about a message and, feminizing the male characters, masculinizing the female characters, all that, I'm just like, heck it at this point. Go ahead and use AI so that these indie creators can actually make stuff that is fun and not have to know all of this programming or art or anything like that, so that they can actually make some cool stuff. I'm sure there'd be a bunch of trash filtered through as well, as always. But yeah, still some cool stuff, I imagine. Old Renaissance Boomer with the 499 says, seems like unbeknownst to all, the Prince of Persia decided, I will now identify as Princess of Persia. Hashtag go boom. Yeah, I think he was identifying as the they them of Persia. Ryan is unconcerned with the $5 super chat. Says, hey, just wanted to say thanks for the Bible readings. Also, stay strong against the losers attacking you. You have so much support. Keep doing you. Thank you. I appreciate that because, oh my goodness, I get so much hate. It is just entirely insane. People wishing me unalived. All this stuff constantly, every single day. It gets old, but I don't even look at a fraction of it. They're just vile people. Aaron W with the gifted 10 Go Boom memberships. Thank you so much. If you got a membership from Aaron, please tell him thank you. Honda Man 14 says, Melmac, I love watching you on the quartering. Thank you. I love being on the show with the quartering. That has just been such a fun thing, such a fun surprise for the past, couple months? Has it been about a month and a half now or something like that? That was a big surprise. Him asking me to co-host his show with him and hiring me for that. I wasn't expecting that, but I was very glad for it because the quartering has been like a mentor for me for years now. And whenever the cancel mob first came after me, before I even knew who he was, and he didn't even know who I was, he defended me in a video. And I remember a bunch of his followers went to Twitter, had my back. My brother had been watching the quartering for a long time. So he already knew who he was. And he texted me, he's like, Melanie, the quartering made a video about you. He was like stoked. But he has just always had my back, and he's a very good friend. If you're a friend of the quartering, he's a very loyal, good friend, and he likes to help people with no ulterior motives. He's just a very kind soul. If he's watching this, you better not be watching this now, because quartering, you're he's not allowed to see me say these nice things about him. But anyway, yeah, it's been a pleasant surprise and fun to be hosting with him right now. But he's not allowed to see me say nice things about him. No. Oh, but yeah, that's the thing is some people got mad that I was hosting with him or whatever, and they're like, oh, well, I don't like him. Well, they just try to talk bad about him to me. I'm just like, heck all the way off with that. Anybody who talks bad about the quartering to me, obviously people have the right to like or don't like whoever they want. But if you're going to gripe to me and hate the quartering to me, I'm going to think you're this. Like, I don't want to hear it. Keep it to yourself or talk to your other friends about it, but not me. Cause like, dude, when almost everybody was turning on me during all these canceling attempts, he had my back. So you won't catch me talking bad about him or gossiping about him. People should be loyal to their friends. You don't see much of that with the libtard side and stuff like that, who will cancel and throw a friend under their bus for just some Twitter likes. I hear that my bunny is getting into something. What are you doing, bunny? Oh, he was in his dish because he's almost out of pellets. I need to refill that. He's not having it. He's such a cute little bunny. I can't wait till I can just pick him up and show you. He'll get a lot bigger though by that point. Hold on, let me see if I missed any Rumble rants. Okay, let's see. Let's share the Rumble rants. Blackout 325 with $1 says Two Thrones is peak Prince of Persia. Changed my mind. I think that whole trilogy era was just an amazing era. Lol, not a cat with the $2 Rumble rant says Prince of Persia change is ironic. Modern Iran will force the receiver in homo relationship to undergo sex change, then force the couple to get married as it's seen to be less sinful. Oh my goodness, that is something. I didn't know about that. Oh, we got Plague Doctor with the $20 Rumble rant. This is just to piss Jeremy off. That's hilarious. Tell him I will start donating this kind of money to him if he picks up his makeup game. There we go. That's it. That's the missing piece of the puzzle. He's got to pick up his makeup game. All right, let's see if I was going to check up on regular chat to make sure I'm not missing anything that I want to talk about. Makeup, lol. Yeah, I don't, it's funny to joke about, but I don't think I want to see Jeremy in makeup. That might be disturbing. I think that might be disturbing. All right. Well, I told you guys today was going to be a shorter stream. Hold on, let me get this. Old Renaissance Boomer with the $9.99 says, cannot tell you how much today's art makes me glad that I have a very extensive DVD and movie archive, including original Star Wars trilogy where Han shot first. Check out Bringing Up Baby and Arsenic and Old Lace. That's a thing is, especially it's nice to have physical copies, not relying on just owning something digitally. Physical copies, the actual like DVD or Blu-ray players, all that stuff. Same with your video games, physical retro copies, CRTVs, so you play them as intended because you can't just trust all the digital stuff. So art should be preserved in its truest form and the good art and not the crap that we're seeing today. For the most part, there's some rare gems, but there's a lot of crap too. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to call it because I have a big stack more of these to sign. I will be giving these away at the meetup this weekend. So if you will attend and you want one, go ahead, go for it. But I do ask that everybody just takes one per person because I want everybody to be able to get one. But anyway, I hope you all have a good night. I'm going to get busy with that and everything else prepping for the weekend. But I really appreciate all the support. You guys are amazing. I'll see you next week live. And as usual, I'll just keep making regular videos and stuff as well. But I'll see you all next week. Catch you next time. In the meantime, go boom.